What's the dumbest way someone tried to scam you? My neighbor kept stealing my Amazon packages until I ordered something special just for him. This guy Marcus lived 2 doors down and thought he was being clever. Every time I got a delivery, he'd watch from his window and grab it the second the driver left. First, it was small stuff, a phone charger, some books, nothing worth fighting over. But then he took my daughter's birthday present, a custom art set I'd ordered weeks in advance. She cried when it didn't show up and asked why the delivery man forgot about her. I called Amazon and they sent another one, but Marcus grabbed that too. I watched him through my kitchen window, casual as could be, walking across my lawn like he owned the place. Same thing happened with my wife's medication refill. She had to go 3 days without her blood pressure pills because of this idiot. I tried talking to him once, knocked on his door and asked if he'd seen any missing packages. He looked me straight in the eye and said no, maybe the delivery drivers were stealing them. The audacity was incredible. That's when I decided enough was enough. I wasn't calling the cops over a $20 phone charger, but this had gone too far. Time to get creative. I went online and found the most realistic fake product listing I could create. A brand new PlayStation 5 for $200, too good to pass up. I made a fake order confirmation email, complete with tracking numbers and delivery estimates. I even printed a professional-looking shipping label with all the right logos. Then I filled a PlayStation box with something special. 20 pounds of fresh cow manure from my buddy's farm, wrapped in multiple plastic bags to contain the smell until opened. I sealed it perfectly so it looked completely legitimate from the outside. I also set up my phone to record from inside my living room window. I wanted evidence of everything that was about to happen. The next morning, I placed the box on my own porch and waited. Sure enough, Marcus was watching from his usual spot behind his curtains. I pretended to bring in some mail and left the package sitting there like a normal delivery. Marcus waited exactly 3 minutes like always, probably making sure I was back inside. Then he casually walked over wearing his typical stolen package outfit, a jogging suit like he was just out for exercise. He grabbed the box and I could see him trying not to smile. This was the biggest score yet, and he probably thought Christmas had come early. He was practically jogging back to his house, clutching that PlayStation box like his life depended on it. I gave him 10 minutes to get settled, then walked over and knocked on his door. His wife Sarah answered, looking confused. Nice woman, had no idea what her husband was up to. I asked if Marcus was home because I had a delivery mix-up to discuss. She called him over and he came to the door still holding my package, trying to hide it behind his back like an idiot. I explained there'd been a mistake with the shipping address, and could I please have my PlayStation back since it was clearly delivered to the wrong house by accident. His face went completely red and he started sweating. He stammered something about finding it on his porch by accident. Total coincidence. I nodded and said that was weird since I had security cameras that showed him taking it from my porch. Sarah's eyes went wide and she asked what was going on. I explained very calmly that Marcus had been stealing our packages for months, and I had video evidence of today's theft. She looked absolutely mortified and demanded he give it back immediately. The poor woman was so embarrassed she kept apologizing while Marcus just stood there like a deer in headlights. Marcus reluctantly handed over the box and I thanked them both very politely. Then I said I was really excited to try out my new gaming system and asked if they wanted to see me open it right there on their porch. Sarah said that sounded fun before Marcus could stop her. He tried to say maybe we should do it inside, but I was already tearing open the packaging. I ripped open the box right on their front porch and the smell hit us like a truck. Sarah immediately started gagging and asked what that horrible smell was. I looked genuinely confused and said it must be how they package electronics these days, maybe some kind of new preservation method. Marcus knew exactly what had happened and his face was pure panic. Sarah was dry heaving and asking why a PlayStation would smell like a barnyard. I apologized profusely and said I'd definitely be contacting Sony about this quality control issue. Marcus stood there speechless, watching his wife nearly vomit from the stench of cow manure while I acted completely innocent about the whole thing. I gathered up my box and said I'd better get this sorted out with customer service. Sarah was still coughing and Marcus looked like he wanted to disappear into the ground. 20 minutes later, Sarah knocked on my door. She'd figured out the whole scheme and was absolutely furious at her husband. She apologized for months of theft and promised it would never happen again. She also mentioned she'd made Marcus return everything he still had and write apology letters to all the neighbors he'd stolen from. Apparently this wasn't just happening to me. Marcus moved out 2 weeks later after Sarah filed for divorce. She told the whole neighborhood what he'd been doing and he became a local legend for all the wrong reasons. My packages have been safe ever since and Sarah still waves when she sees me. Sometimes the best revenge really is just letting people destroy themselves.